Hi, everybody. This is Donna. Welcome to this week's DELivo Live session. In this week's DELivo Live session, I'm going to be talking about the DELmem Relievo. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's a WordPress plugin. And I'm going to talk about how to set up WordPress. I'm going to show you how to set up the DELmem membership in WordPress. I'm going to show you how to set up WordPress as a third-party script in DELivo. I'm going to show you how to set up the necessary API. I'm going to show you how to set up DELmem Relievo in WordPress. And I'm also going to show you the shortcodes you can use and much more. And I've included a link here for the video to where you can download the plugin from. I'm going to copy that and put it into the chat box. And then if you guys want to click on it, I don't know why it didn't go. Let's see. Let's try that again. Copy. Copy and paste. And let me just take out the beginning and ending. And I'm going to send it. And so there's the link for it if you guys want to click on it quick and download the actual plugin. The plugin is free. So, be sure to download it. If you don't download it today, there is a link in the forum, which I will show you later on, where you can download it from the DELivo forum if you miss it today. And as usual, there will be a question and answer on anything DELivo related immediately following the session. So I'm going to get out of this one and save it just to have it. Okay, so we'll come back to these things. For right now, we're going to go into your cPanel. So I'm not sure which server you use or which FTP program. So I'm going to use File Manager so everybody can follow along. So you want to go to File Manager. Well, first of all, you want to scroll down and actually set up your WordPress blog. So click on the WordPress icon and you'll be taken to the actual software where you can set up the actual WordPress software. So you want to name your WordPress blog whatever you can name it whenever you want. You would just click on Install Now. As you can see here, I have set up the WordPress blog on the DELivoLiveSessions.com. Now, which is where I have the DELivo that I'm going to be using, that's where it's installed to. If you install it on the same domain as your DELivo system, you need to put it into a folder. So I couldn't buy a domain for the WordPress blog and have that be the main. So it couldn't be HTTPS WordPress.com. It has to be in a folder, just like DELivo has to be. If you put it as the main domain, it won't work. But you can put as many blogs on your DELivo system as you want, as long as they're in a separate folder. And you can actually even have multiple DELivos as long as they're on a different folder. For example, on this particular DELivo Live Sessions, I have DELivoLiveSessions.com Go, which is the DELivo that I use for these meetings. I also have DELivo Live Sessions Test, which is what I use to test the procedures. So, you can't have multiple multiple installations of both DELmem and cPanel onto on your um, on your DELmem installation. Okay, so once you set it up, you install it, you click on install now, and it will automatically install. You pick out the directory, etc. And if you guys have ever installed a WordPress, you'll know how to do that. I don't really want to go over it. But the first step, the very, very first step you need to do is to actually install the WordPress. Okay? And then you want to upload and activate the plugins. So I'm going to go over to the actual blog, and you're going to go to plugins, add new. Of course, you have already downloaded the plugin, add new. Click on upload the plugin, and you want to browse your desktop for the actual DELmem Relievo uh, plugin, which is right here, DELmem Relievo. So I would click open and then click on install. And so it would be installed. Once it's installed, I don't want to reinstall another blog here, but once it's installed, you choose the file, you install it, and then you activate it. Okay, and if you're not sure or you want to check that it's been activated, you can actually go back to your WordPress and look at installed plugins, and it will show you the plugin has been installed. And you can see I've already activated it for the DELmem plugin. So the first step is to download the plugin, set up WordPress, and then upload and activate the plugin. And now you're going to go to DELmem and actually set up your WordPress in a third-party script. So the third-party script is in Store, Third-Party Scripts, and you would click on Add New, and you can see where it says third-party script here. You would click WordPress. Okay, and that opens up a new area. Of course, you want to give the title to your WordPress blog, whatever you want to title it, and maybe you want it to have the same name as your membership. I'm going to go to the one I've already set up now, which is this one. So as you can see, I set up the title as the name of the membership, which in this case was DELmem. I just use that as an example. You can use whatever you want, whatever the name of your membership is. And the URL, you need to put the complete path to the directory. So enter the URL including the folder where you have WordPress installed, if you have it in a folder. So the URL has to be the complete exact URL. Again, you clicked on WordPress in order to open up this area. Now, normally none of this would be filled out, and you're going to have to fill it out. But where do you get that information? Well, you go back to cPanel, and let me go up a level. You go to wherever your WordPress blog is, click on that folder, and it will open this up. And here on the WordPress config, PHP here, you want to download that to your desktop. Okay, and download it to your desktop, which is here, which is what I've got downloaded here. This is the actual config file. Now to open that, you need a PHP editor. And you some HTML editors allow you to edit PHP, some do not. So I actually downloaded a free PHP editor from the internet. I actually use Dreamweaver, which allows me to edit PHP files, but not every HTML editor, especially the free ones, will allow that. So you might want to download a free PHP editor, which I have done just to show you how to do it. Okay, so click on the free PHP editor and it will open up, and I'm going to do a file. I really want to open it. There it is, open file. And then I will open that actual PHP file that I downloaded from the internet. So WordPress config, I'm going to open it. And this is what you'll get here. And if you see it, it has a lot of information in here. Just go down where it says MySQL settings here, and it will have the information that you will need. It tells you the name of the database here. It tells you the database username. It tells you the database password, and it tells you the host name. So you're going to need those four things to add to your third-party script. So it has the host. So you would take that off of your PHP file. Here, there's the local host, and enter that, and then the database name. Again, you will find that here. Do not use the quotation marks. You don't want to use the quotation marks at all. You just want to copy the actual database name and paste that into where it says database name. Same with the user, and same with the database password. And you'll find all four of those things here in the MySQL settings. But now there is also something called a table prefix. And it won't work unless you put the table prefix down. And if you scroll down past the authentication area, you'll come to an area that says WordPress database table prefix, and there it is. So again, you do not use the quotation marks. You can just copy this, and you would add that into the table prefix. And for your user role, you can do anything you want. Members, subscriber, whatever you want to do. So once you've added all that information, you click on save. I'm going to unmute you guys and see, so that if anybody has questions on what we've gone over so far, you can talk about it, okay? So any questions on what we've gone through?
So Donna, this file, normally you can just open it in your browser. You don't have to download it and then have an HTML.
Okay, you don't? Okay. So you can do that if you want. But I like to have it downloaded so that I can easily go back and forth to but if you open it up in your browser, I guess that's good too. So what do I do? Just click on it?
Normally right click when you
okay.
view.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. So that's something I'll have to add into the manual because I didn't know that. As you guys all know, I am non-techie. Right? So yeah, you can do that, what Luke said, and get it that way. Okay? So after you download the WordPress config file, or you open it up like right there, that's all you need to do in your cPanel. So you can get out of that. Do not go out of your blog though, because you're going to have to come back to it. So once you have your third-party script set up, just click on Save. And this all has to be in, and don't forget, do not use a quotation mark or it's not going to work correctly. So once you have it, just click on Save. So is there any questions on anything we've gone through so far?
No.
No?
No.
Mike, Moses, anything?
No.
Okay. So click on Save and you've got your third-party script set up. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to set up an external membership. So again, it's in Store, Memberships,
Can you mute us?
and you just want to click on Add External Membership. And when you click on, I'm sorry?
Can you mute, because there's a background noise.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me mute everybody. I'm sorry. Okay. So you want to set up an external membership. You go to Store, Memberships, and you've got choices of 4 memberships. But in this case, this is an external membership because it's on a WordPress blog. So it's external. It's not a inside, even though I've set this up inside DELivo, WordPress is external. So you need to set up an external membership. So just click on Add External Membership, and it tells you the first thing you need to do is select a third-party script. And there it is, the DELmem Relievo WordPress that I've set up. And then the membership is set up, and you can choose the membership. In this case, the membership associated with that script is Relievo Test, so it will automatically be added in. If not, you'll have a drop-down menu. And then just like anything, you can send like any membership, you can send the login codes by email, or you can display it on the thank you page. I always send them by email, but if you want to display them on the thank you page, go ahead and do that. Write a comment to yourself so it's easy to find. I'm going to go to the one that I've already set up. But you want to add a comment so when you have a lot of memberships, it's easy to find if you have 1 or 2, but what if you have a dozen? Do you want to spend the time doing it? So, or 2 dozen or 3 dozen. So you want to add a comment, and then when you are searching for a particular membership, all you will need to do is either put the comment in the keyword and put in search, and it will refine this list. Or you can choose it by the type of membership it is. So this is the membership that I set up when I was writing the manual. As you can see, it's right there. I put a comment saying it was DELmem, so I know that it is the DELmem membership if I'm searching for it. So I don't have to look at the URLs or anything. I can just look in the comments section for this particular membership. And again, you can edit the message that is sent to your user upon the creation of the email. And what it does is it just gives them their product name, the URL to the membership, the username, and the password. So you want them to have that information. So you do not want to disable this email, because otherwise they're going to be emailing you or opening up a ticket on your help desk saying they never got the information. So make sure that you don't disable this, and you can add whatever you want. I like to personalize it a little bit. I like to say thank you for purchasing such and such a product, blah, 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 because I use it as my first step in building a rapport with my user. So you can leave it just like it is, and it will send the information just like it is with just the bare minimum, or you can add more information to, again, build up rapport with your user. You can also do a follow-up message for the renewal of the membership. I don't do that because it sends it even if the person has set up, say on PayPal, where they pay on the 5th. Well, they're going to get an email like this before the 5th, before their membership. It depends on what you set up in the profile about when you want them sent a notification. But I don't want people get how many emails a day. Like yesterday when Bakari and I were talking on the internet, I got 54 emails in the time that him and I were talking. So, that was within 2 hours. So over a 24-hour period, you can see I get a lot of emails. So I don't like to send emails unless they're necessary. So by default, it's disabled, and I disable it. You can send a renewal email on the nth day before membership expires. Again, I don't like to do that because maybe they have it set up in PayPal as a recurring payment. And why do I want to remind them that it's going to expire when it's upcoming? So I do not send them anything. I leave it 0. What I do is send them an email on the deletion of the membership. So I tell them that it's expired. So this one I don't disable by default. It is disabled, but I uncheck the box so that they get an email telling them that they've lost access to the membership. In some cases, it might be because they just didn't have enough money in their PayPal account, and they send me an email and tell me they'll have the money in 3 or 4 days, and so then I will renew their membership for them. Once you have all this information set up on your external membership, click on Save. And actually, the only things you need to do is to, as you can see by the red asterisk, is to choose your third-party script and the membership that the third-party script is going to be attached to. Any of the rest of this is optional. Okay, so click on Save when you have filled in everything, when you've done everything there. And as you can see, I have an external membership and the URL to the actual membership, and the comment with the membership is so that I can easily find it without looking at the entire record. So once you set up an external membership, the next thing you need to do in DELivo is set up a special users group. These are the people that can actually access your DELmem membership on your WordPress blog. So as you can see, I set one up, but if you haven't, just click on Add Special User Group. I'm just going to click on the button, on the pencil icon, and you give it a title. Again, I like to title everything to be exactly what this special user group is for. And in this case, this is people that are in the DELmem Relievo membership. So I add that. You want to add a note. Again, this will show up on the list of special user group. And this is again, so it's easier for you to find. Whoops, I must have on. So it's easier for you to find when you have a lot of special users. And I'll show you what it looks like because I just added it now. And then you define the user selection about who can do that. Of course, since this is a membership and you only want people to be able to access it who are in that membership, you want to add a membership, not anything else here. If you do all users, then everybody's going to be able to access it. And in some cases, this might be a paid membership where you do not want people to access it. Now, if it's a free membership, you still want people to be in the membership. For example, I have a WordPress blog for my newsletter. So and I set up a membership so that people can go back and check my archives for articles that I've posted. Now, Mike knows that I've been publishing a newsletter since 2004. So I have almost 15 years of articles. Now, I'm not going to say that I wrote an article every week, but I do have an active newsletter that I try to send out every week, but it depends on how busy I am. Sometimes it's every other week. Sometimes I'll go a month, but I'm telling you guys, you should send one out every week at least. So I have a membership area for my newsletter site where people who join my newsletter can look at all the archives for all the past articles. I give them a discount to services. I post a 50% coupon there for my consultation services, which is a good thing because when I charge $200 an hour and I give them 50% off, that way they can get a consultation with me for only $100 instead of $200. So there's a lot of advantages to setting up something like that, a membership. That's what I do with it, and that's what I do with my Relievo. So I have my front page of my WordPress newsletter site, and I tell them in order to access it, they need to join the membership. So I have a link to the membership, and then they can log in, and I tell them what advantages they'll get. And you could do the same thing. Tell them the advantages that they'll get when they join your membership. So this is where the members have any of the membership. You just click on select. It opens up a box with the membership. Just click on the URL column, and DELivo will automatically add it here. Now, if you want to have a membership for any of the other things, maybe for people that bought a certain package or any of the products, you could also allow them to do that here. You could add them there, but I'm not really sure. Honestly, I'm not sure if that'll work since DELmem is a membership site. So it might not work for anything other than memberships. I haven't tested it, but I'm thinking about it. I don't think it'll work. So I think that the only thing that you can add is here, that you should add here, is an actual membership. So once you have it all filled in, click on save. And as you can see, I have a special user group set up for my DELmem Relievo. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to have to ask John. And I have a note here for me that this is for DELmem. Again, if I have a lot of special users group and I want to find this one fast, all I do is type in the note that I gave myself so that I get to this particular user group with no problem. Okay, I'm going to again unmute everybody. And if anybody has some questions about anything so far, setting up the special user group or anything, ask now. Okay, any questions?
So how get they member then of this membership if it's not by like purchasing something?
Well, remember, they're going to get the logins when you set up the membership.
Yep, but they have to. So just by
they purchase the product. They purchase the product, the membership site. They purchase the membership site, and then they then they will be taken over to the DELivo, and they're going to get there. Remember when we set it up that we chose when we set up the membership how they're going to get their emails and everything, where they're going to get their logins. So they're going to get their logins from when they actually get the membership purchase. Okay, then they're going to get the information to log into it. There's going to be a login area. They're going to have their user codes and everything. They're going to be taken to the actual external membership here, to the WordPress, and they'll get, remember we set it up where they're going to get their logins and password by email, so they're going to get those by email. Okay?
But then in the special user, you could also use the one like they bought this product because everybody who
Right.
bought it
Yeah,
becomes member.
when you set up your product package, remember you can attach a special user group to only those that can
Hmm.
purchase it. So,
Oh yeah.
make sure that you set it up, so that's only a special user group. I guess it's in the package itself, not in the product. No, here it is in the
Okay.
product
Yeah.
settings. This product is available for special users only. So just click on that, and only the DELmem Relievo people can actually purchase the product.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, but that's different. So then you exclude a product for other people, and then
Right.
it's only for yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it's only for the people that are in that special user group, which is, the membership site. So it's the membership site with that, so you'd say that it's a special user, and for your membership, you're going to use the external membership for it, and only special users will be able to purchase the product, though. And what I would do in this area where you have the special users group, when you choose it, where is the product settings? When you set it up, there's an excuse message, and you can tell them that this is only for if people chance upon it, just give them a message that it's only for members of DELmem, whatever it is that you want to use it for, and give them a link to the page. If it's a paid membership, you give them a link to the page so that they can purchase it. You give them the an order link to your
Hmm.
sales page. So you can do that all just by, in the here. But by clicking DELmem Relievo here, I'm saying that this product is available for special users only. They're the only ones that can use it. And they're only the ones in this special user group will be able to purchase it. And then I give a an excuse message if somebody happens upon the product accidentally. Maybe it got indexed in Google or something by accident. So you could give them an excuse message so that they can't and promote the membership that way. Okay. So does that answer your question, Luke?
Not totally yet. So I'm still with the special user group. So
Yeah.
you assign them this membership from DELmem. So um,
Right. When the special user group is, then it's members that have this membership. So when they purchase the membership or they join the membership, they'll automatically be added to this special user group.
so you can how this group you can mail them, for example, special only these people because they're in this group.
Yeah, well, you can
So
mail
it makes
them.
it,
You
yeah,
can
that's
mass
handy.
mail them.
Okay.
You can mass mail them by choosing here on the user selection members that have this membership.
Oh yeah.
So,
Okay.
there those. So only the people that are in that membership can will receive the mass mail. Okay.
Okay, and but still with the special member group. So there is this because she didn't know about this when somebody purchased a product.
Okay.
Um, but it feels like a little bit the same. So if they have to buy a product before they get the membership. So
What I would do is send out a the people that I want them to be, tell them that they're going to be added into a special user group. Uh, and I'm going to have to think about that. I really have to think about that one here. Let's see. At the store level, Okay. So when you define it here, they have to already be a special user group in order to get this product. So we need to figure out somehow.
No, but I was meaning in the special user group, you now assign the membership to them, but you could also assign the product to them because it's, for me, it sounds like the same because they have to buy the product to get the membership.
Right, and they have to be in a special users group to be in the membership in order to buy the membership. So
That
I
depends.
guess you would
That's
need.
another decision.
Yeah, I'm not really. I really have to think about it, about how you're going to get people in the special users group. Um, Maybe sell the membership first, and which will add them to the special users group.
If you hear, because if you here add the package or the product, then they will automatically add it
Yeah.
to the special
So
user group.
ignore what I said about products because you're not going to add the special user group to the
No.
product. You're only going to do the membership. So then when they join the
Mm-hmm.
membership, then they'll be added to this special user group. And then you can make products specifically for the special user group if you wanted
Yeah,
to do that.
that
But
I
then
understand.
that's when you would add it afterwards. So they would first need to join the membership and then be added to the special user group. And then if you wanted to sell specifically to that special user group, you could do it by defining it in the products, but you would not define it until they actually become a member in the membership. Sorry, guys. And I will say in my defense, I've been up again all night, so I'm kind of brain foggy.
But I still come back because it's almost clear. So this special user group, now you have assigned this membership.
If they purchase the membership, they're automatically
Yeah,
going to be enrolled in the special user group.
yeah, also. But you also could here in this special user, you could say if they buy this product, then they will be in the special user group. Because that's the same.
Right, but I would say that when I'm selling the external membership, I would put that in my in that. But they have to be a member. They could be in the special user group and not in the membership because they have to purchase the membership in order to be added to this. So you can't join the special user group first. You have to get the membership first and
Yes,
then be
I understand.
automatically added to the special user group. They couldn't be added to the special user group beforehand.
Yeah, no, that I understand.
Okay. So are we clear or are we?
Yeah, it's fine. I understand.
Well, there also seems to be a bit of redundancy too, because why? Let's say that you set up the membership and you assign it to a product. They buy the product, and then you say, "Hey, listen, I really have a special user group for that membership."
No, you don't tell them that. They're automatically going to be enrolled.
Right,
You don't have to say a
exactly.
word to
So,
them
so
about the
almost
special user group. They're
So
automatically going to be
you
enrolled.
wouldn't need to set up a special user group if you've already set up the membership and assigned it to the product that you're selling, because they've already become part of the membership by buying the product, right?
They become part of the membership, but I don't know the logic behind it. I'll have to ask John for it. But always I know when I was told that you had to set up a special user group, and that might have something to do with the way DELmem works, or an API. It might even have something to do with the API. Which I'm thinking about it. I think that's what it is, and the very next step we have is an API. So let's just go over to API and see if that's the reason why we need to set up a special user group.
Gotcha.
Okay, so here is the DELmem Relievo one I've already set up. I'm just going to click on the link. And there it is, special user group. Okay, So in order to have the API function, they have to actually be in the special user group.
Ah.
That's
Okay?
a different story.
Okay.
I knew there was a reason for it, and I just couldn't remember, because remember, I wrote this manual, almost 2 months ago.
Okay.
So, in September I wrote it. So, that's the reason for the special user group, Bill. You got to have it
Gotcha.
here. Okay? Okay, so are we clear now?
Yes.
Yeah, much clearer.
Crystal clear.
Okay, so I'm going to mute everybody again, and we'll talk about API. Okay, so just let me return without changes, and I'll show it. So you click on the Add New button when you want to set up API. You give it a title, whatever it is. And again, because I like to keep everything, the same, I'm going to name it DELmem Relievo. And so whenever I'm looking for anything concerned with DELmem, I can easily find it. So, you can title it everything you want, but I like to keep everything the same so that it flows. So you would put in the title. The access code changes which each time that you set up a different API. And then you can do what the allowed operations are for the API. To find out what all of these do, you can click on the DELmem API specification, and it takes you to a new one. It tells you what all of these do, like the first one with authorized user. So it's telling you what authorized user is. List users, it tells you what this is, etc. So that you know which ones to use. Now, of course, you want to authorize the user because you want them to get authorized to be in your DELmem into that membership. So you would click on authorized user. You would add the special user group, and again, this would be DELmem Relievo, and you would click on save. I'm going to just return without changes this because I've already set it up. And this is the DELmem I have. So once you set it up, you have a title. Here's your API code. The number in front is the number of the actual APIs I've set up. So in this case, this API key was number 3. You're going to need this key in the future. Just remember where it is. You're going to need it when you go back to WordPress. So you might want to leave this box open so you can easily get the API key. And here's the API URL. So there's the actual URL to the API. But the only thing you're interested in is the API key. Okay, now I'm going to unmute you for a second because now we're going to go into actually attaching DELmem to the DELmem Relievo inside of WordPress. So I'm going to see if anybody has any questions up to this point, because basically we're done with DELmem.
So you only edited the top one, so the authorization, so the rest you don't
Well,
use.
you can see what they are, or if you want to
Okay.
use them, because you can use them if you want. Just click on DELmem API specification.
Yeah, that I understand, but
And
I
find
thought
out what
perhaps
it is. But
you
yeah,
use
what I would use is authorized user all the time. I might check is user in the list because maybe somebody's trying to access it when they're not in the list. So just go through it.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
go through to find out which ones you want to use. And you might want to get user membership depending upon what it is. Now, remember again, you guys, I am non-techie. So, I pay somebody to set up my APIs, okay, because I can't do it. Mike, you know a little bit more than me. So what would you use for an API, Mike?
Oh, it's new to me.
Oh, it is? I thought you, I'm
Well,
sorry, I
I'm
thought
trying
you
to.
knew how to say Okay.
Well, I'm trying to get it to all work across the variant code with the 20 modules in the special users group and how it all ties together. That's basically what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I saw that on the forum. After the meeting on the question and A, if you can stay that long, we can talk about my thoughts on that, okay? But I don't want
Okay,
to do it right now when we're actually just teaching how to set it up.
sounds good.
So once you've chosen everything, then you would just click on save. I'm going to save it. Okay. Now, the next step is, anybody have any questions before we go back to WordPress?
Oh, fine, thank you.
No, this is good.
Okay. I'm muting everybody, and I'm going to leave DELivo open, but now we're going to go back to WordPress. And in this, in the dashboard here, the left-hand column, you'll see once you upload the plugin, you'll see that there is an area for DELmem. So just click on DELmem again, and it will take you to the area where you can attach, where you can actually set up the membership. So here is where you set up the membership. Again, I would say that it was DELivo DELmem, and as you can see, I set one up here, right here where it's a DELivo test. So you actually have to set up the membership, and that's the DELmem part of the plugin, is the actual membership. Now, if you didn't want to send information from WordPress, from DELivo to WordPress, you don't have to actually do the next section. This here sets up the actual membership on your WordPress site. Yeah, and you can set up multiple memberships at the same time here just by clicking and adding a new one and saving the sections. I actually did this, set this up to write the manual, so I gave it a title. Again, I'm doing DELmem Relievo for that, and the registration URL is automatically set there. So you could promote it by just giving them this registration URL, so it redirects to the membership, and it might not show anything because I don't have any pages set up, but we'll leave that go for a second and until it's done uploading. So that's how you actually set up the membership in your WordPress for DELmem. Okay, again, I'm going to unmute because I don't want to leave anybody behind. Does everybody? It's not on muting there. It's not on. Bill did, but
Yeah, I have a question, Donna.
there we go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Sorry.
No problem.
You know, when you muted everybody, I actually got unmuted because I was clicking the button at the same time you were muting us.
Okay.
Anyway, it says add new membership. So you already have one membership set up called.
Normally, it wouldn't show this one. It wouldn't show this first one here. It would just show this one. But you can actually add more memberships here if you want to for the DELmem plugin. So, maybe it's not going to have it's not the exact same membership. Maybe it's for a different membership. But you can add as many as you want here.
Okay, so.
Yeah. So this is a DELmem.
Okay, so that was my question. So you could add multiple membership to the same DELmem plugin on this.
Okay. Let's do this for an example.
I beg your pardon?
Let's do this for an example. Say that you have a tiered membership, a bronze level, a silver level, a gold level. So you could set up a bronze level and then add a new membership for the silver medal, and then level, and then set up another one for a gold level. So you could have different
Right.
tiers of the membership on this same WordPress blog.
Right. On the same WordPress blog using this exact same DELmem plugin.
Right. Remember, we're
Okay.
in a particular WordPress site.
Right.
So
Right.
this anything
yeah.
that you add here is all going to be for that particular site.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
That's
right
sweet.
here, the DELmem registration, this is where it takes you. With your email, your first name, your last name, your passwords, and then you submit they submit the registration. So you might want to give them this registration link, this registration URL. But here is the actual registration where they set up the registration and can get into, then it's probably saved, like it's saved for any blog, and then they would just need to log in. So they would need to come here, the client would need to come here and actually register, and that's through this registration URL. So you might want to take that registration URL and post it on the thank you page once they get the external membership.
Gotcha.
Okay, and as you can see, then they would register, and you would tell them they have to register for the actual DELmem, and you can see it takes their password and everything, and so once they purchase it, I'm sure that this there's going to be a login so that they can go to it. I'm seeing this, and I wrote the manual for the how to set up DELmem, but it looks like I'm going to have to write a manual from the client side, and so then you could give it to them when they purchase it, and I'll write something to show them that they have to come here and what will happen once they register and that. So I'll put that on my list of manuals. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyhow, that's how you actually add a membership to the DELmem. Any other questions before I mute everybody?
No, yeah, the API.
Okay. Let me go back to API.
Okay.
I mean, what do you do with the API
That's the
code?
That's the next step.
That's next step. Okay.
Okay. So, any other questions? No? Okay, I'm going to mute everybody then. So, after you do that, you have set up your membership. And now you want to set up the Relievo. Like I said, you could stop at this point because the DELmem part is setting up the actual membership. The second part of the plugin, whatever it's called, Relievo, this is setting it up so that you can take information from Relievo and actually post it on the WordPress blog using shortcodes. And that's what we're going to do next. So you will find it in settings right here at the bottom, DELmem Relievo. Click on that. And here's where it is. You want to again say where your Relievo is installed. Here's your API key, right? But I don't need that first part. There's your actual API key. And then here's the shortcodes that you can use. So because I never know which ones I'm going to use, I check them all. ID, first name, address. I don't know. Maybe I'll only use some of them, but just in case in the future I want to use these, I check every single shortcode. And these are the shortcodes that you would use on the page of the actual WordPress blog. Okay, when you set up a page, maybe with your content. So you need this API key in order to use the shortcodes. So once you have your Relievo installed, you want to know where your Relievo DELivo Live Sessions is installed. I don't know why that's saying WordPress. So it should say go, because that is where my DELivo is installed. I obviously went through this fast and just did WordPress, but do notice that it's where your DELivo is installed, so that it knows to go to that particular DELivo site to bring back the information that you're going to be able to use with shortcodes. And then again, here is your DELivo API key, which is where you're going to get it here. Just click on the key, don't use the first numbers on it, and just copy and paste that and put it here on the DELivo API key. Okay, and again, you can choose whichever of these shortcodes you want to use. And when you have all of this filled in, click on Save. Okay, now on your blog, when you set up your pages, you're going to use this particular source code. So say I've set up a page in my membership site and I want to personalize the message. So I'm going to say hi, and I'm going to use the short code right here to say hi, and it will automatically add their first name. Or I might say any of this stuff, your PayPal element, your ClickBank nickname, any of this stuff that I want. Maybe their affiliate ID, their IP address. So you can use all of these short codes on the page that you will be setting up. And here's an example of what they look like. It's inside the manual. Now, I don't want to go back to showing it. It's at the bottom. So here's the page, and you would say what you want to do. So if you want to say hi, and whatever their first name is, you would put in that short code. And then the member will see hi, whatever their name is. And you can use all that data. Like if you want to tell them what their affiliate ID is, you could say hi, use the short code for first name, and then use the short code for the affiliate ID. So you're saying your affiliate ID is, and that way you're giving them their affiliate ID. And maybe you want them to sell the membership. So that is something, you could use your short codes to tell them what their affiliate ID is. Okay, so that's how you use short codes. There's a whole bunch of them there, as you saw, that you can use, personalize it with their first name, their last name, their full name, their address. Maybe you want to say, hi, Jeff from Hawaii, because that's where Jeff is, so that's why it says aloha. So you can personalize it from saying, hi, Jeff from Honolulu, Hawaii. You could personalize it like that. And all of that, of course, you're building rapport with your customer, because, if you get a message that says, hi, Bill from, I don't know what city you live in, Bill, but hi, Bill from Colorado, don't you feel like it's that whatever follows is addressed to you specifically? So, you can use a lot of this to help to build up rapport with your user, with your customer. Okay, again, you could tell them with their PayPal, and they're the only one that's going to see this information, because what's happening is the WordPress site is, through this plugin, is taking the information, their user information from DELivo, and putting it on the page using these short codes. And every one of these short codes that display will be specific to each different user. Okay, so if Bill, it's you as a hi, Bill from Colorado, a hi, Moses from Arizona. That's what it'll say. So, Mike, I'm not sure where you're from, but I love your accent, by the way. Um, I can't remember. I did know at one time. Or it could say, "Hi, Luke from the Netherlands," if you want to say from the country. So you can make it where you can specify and direct whatever you're saying to a specific, so that the person thinks it's specific to them, which of course is going to help you with rapport and promoting things to that person in the future. Okay, I'm going to click on all, unmute everybody. And does anybody have any questions about DELmem Relievo at all?
No, this is really good. Personalization is really, really important these days.
Yeah.
And so, to say, "Hi, Bill, from Colorado. How's the weather in Pueblo
Right.
today?"
That's right. Or you could say, "I hope the weather in Pueblo is better than the weather in Las Vegas." So yes, you can personalize it. And of course, when you personalize it, what are you doing? You're building rapport with your customers. And we all know the money is in the list. You want to have your people loving you, so,
Then I have two questions. So the one is that perhaps you can ask John, you don't get any sign that you did it well here. So it would be good when there were like green thingies behind the AP key if they made contact. So then it's working.
Well, like anything, the first time you set up anything, remember I talked about this? The first time you set up any procedure in DELivo, you want to test it yourself. That's why I have set up test.
Yeah, I understand, but I know a lot of plugins, when you put in the API key, they just give a green sign when it's working, so you can see the key is working. So then because now you don't see, well, you filled it in, but perhaps you have a lot of white space before it doesn't work at all, so you don't know. So
I don't know because I didn't do it to the end, which I'm going to have to do, like I said, when I write the manual. Now, John sent me a notice and asked me how fast I could do the manual. So I did it. I did it as fast as possible. So I didn't carry it through from the customer side. I myself never tested it.
Okay.
I remember the manual is how to install this.
Yeah, but this is not customer. This is still our side. So.
Yeah. So on the customer side, I will have to write a manual for the customer side, and that will answer your question. Okay.
No, because this is still about our filling in the API key, so it's not about the customer. So that's our part.
Well, but it will be what the customer sees, right?
When it works, the customer will see. I hope.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Can you go to pages and open a new page?
I haven't set one up.
It doesn't matter. Just add a new one. Just click on add new.
Yeah, I did. It's working. Working. Remember how slow my computer is. Okay, so here.
Okay. What I hoped was that that there would be like a little drop-down menu with all the shortcodes in it. Here.
No, there's not, because this is inside WordPress. Remember, so it has.
Yeah, I know, but plugins do that. They just put here, like on the right side of all those thingies here, they just put a little drop-down menu, and then you have the codes directly by hand.
Well, it doesn't. So, but what I would do is just copy and paste them to a document, and then just on that page there, when I went to that page with the list of short codes, I would just copy and paste it and put it on a document. And after you've used a couple of them a couple times, you're going to know which ones they are.
I still prefer the easy peasy way. So I will ask John if he
Ask
can do
John,
that.
but you know, but maybe that's a feature he can do in DELivo 3. I don't know. So, but for now, it's not. So.
Yeah, at the bottom of the new page, also it references DELmem.
That's something, huh?
So I think he's leaning towards that, that drop down menu.
Well,
click on certain
what
codes, put them in.
What you're doing for DELmem here is you can select the memberships that can access this content. So if you check the Relievo membership, only the Relievo membership can access it. You could protect this content also.
Right. No, my point being is that the DELmem plugin is now in a position where it can interact with the new page creation.
Right.
Which that's somewhere maybe like up at the top here where you have like go next to the hyperlink icon and just see if there's something, a reference. Okay, next to the right, Donna. Okay, insert more, read more tag, or see, one of those might be where you can click on that the one to the right, and maybe all of the tags show up.
What I'm going to tell you here is, no, it won't work. And the reason is because this is a generic WordPress blog, and everybody is going to.
So it doesn't matter, Donna. So
but
now we're talking technical.
One minute,
we're talking.
Please, Luke. let me continue. This is WordPress. John would have to change the source code of the WordPress blog to do what you're suggesting.
No. He has just to fill in something in the plugin, and it will just make something appear here. It's just a technical stuff, so it's not. I don't think it's that difficult, but it has to be done. So that's
well. Again, I'm not a techie. I don't know what can be done. To me, it's just as easy to copy and paste and have it open on my desktop, or for me to print it out and have it right in front of my face.
Sure. At this point in time, yes, you're right. But there are other plugins that actually integrate their tags into, the WordPress.
But these aren't tags.
Platform.
These aren't tags. These are shortcodes. So I don't know
how it works. It's the same.
Tags.
I have this plugin. They do the same. So for me here, there's a whole row with all kind of shortcodes I have when I have a WordPress blog, because the plugins do that, and it's so easy. You just click, and then you're done.
Okay. Again, you guys know I'm non-techie.
I'm
want to add something
John,
like
so
that?
Fine.
No, John had a hard time. It took him over a year to get this to work properly. Because he actually created the plugin over a year ago, and there were problems with it, and he finally got it to work correctly, which is why he wanted me to send out create the manual for it so that it would be ASAP ready for people, because the plugin was now working. So I'm not sure if he's going to want to go back and play around with anything.
We can just add.
But you can
I think what Luke suggests does work, because in optimized press the same thing happens. Yes, you can get the shortcodes from the options above.
Well, again, you guys would have to do that as a suggestion to John. Okay, right now, currently it's not available. So if John will do it, I don't know. You guys will have to make that suggestion to him. Okay.
Yeah, we know it's techie stuff, and Donna does not know any techie stuff.
No, Donna does not know any techie stuff. But I think I did really good showing you guys how to set up an API, right?
You certainly did.
without knowing.
Techie stuff can be process oriented too, Donna, and you definitely mastered that, baby.
Well,
Because
show me how to do something and I can do it. But just somebody telling me you can put a code up here, it's like I'm lost. If you say so, okay. I don't know. But if you show me the first time, which is what happened, how I wrote the manual, I got step-by-step instructions and then went through the manual, went through it to learn how to do it. And the step-by-step instructions were very basic, so I had to learn to do a few things myself. But that's how the manual came out. So anyhow, does anybody have any questions? Did we cover everything? Is anybody
Yes, you
confused?
did.
Is anybody confused about anything?
Not anymore. Thank you,
Well,
Donna.
Okay, so my next step is to write a manual from the customer side, okay? But I've got
Mm.
3 manuals in the works right now. One for Luke on doing an invoice, and also the one I need to finish this week is the AWS CloudFront, so that I can set it up for the meeting 2 weeks from today.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the future, sometime I will get, in the near future, trying before my vacation, I will try and get the customer side done for DELmem, and then, you can pass that on when they purchase the actual membership from you. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, but I like this because I was wondering, like, hey, now how do I integrate my free newsletter with my free products?
Mm.
Yeah, I like it because you can really, really personalize it with so many different things. And that's what, now remember, if you're going to use different codes, like country codes and things for short codes, you're going to have to ask them for that information on the registration page of DELivo, because otherwise DELivo won't have that information. They might
Right.
have their first name and their last name. They might only have their first name. They might have their email address. So any information you want to use in the short codes, you're going to need to ask them for that when they register. Okay, I'm just going to go over for registration. Where is it? I don't know where the registration is right now. There's so many things in DELivo that I don't use on a normal basis, so I don't see it. But when they buy the product, let's go to the product. That's the easiest. When they buy the product in the package level, and you come down here to where it's the default form, any information you want to use in the short code, you're going to have to ask them. So if I wanted to know what city they were in, I need to check all this stuff off. Otherwise, I can't use those short codes because there's no information in DELivo to say it.
Right.
So remember that if you want it, and if you specifically want to use, now this is specifically, you can do this specifically for that external membership. It doesn't have to be everybody. So you can make it mandatory that they give you your city, state, country. Maybe you don't want the zip code, but you could make it mandatory, and then you can use the short code that says, "Hi, Bill from Pueblo, Colorado," but you would need to make it mandatory that they give the city and the state here when they actually purchase the external membership.
Right.
Okay. So normally the only things you ask is the first name and last name. So you want that. I don't think there was a company short code. Too bad there's not. Maybe that's another suggestion. We can ask John for a short code for company, because I would like to use that for my B2B clients.
That's right.
You know, so maybe we can ask him to add a company short code if it's possible. So, but do remember, if you want to use those short codes, you need to get the information from the user first. You can't add, you know, it would look pretty stupid if I said, "Hi, Bill from blank," because I didn't ask them where they were from, right? And
Hey, listen.
and
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to build much rapport if you say, "Hi, Bill from blank." You know.
No, you would, because all you have to do is then say, you know, the Beatles made a very popular song called Nowhere Man. So guess what? You're the
Yeah.
person they were talking about, Bill.
Yeah, but it would be easier to just require the information and then you can be more specific. I mean, I think
That's
saying,
right, yeah.
"Hi, Bill from Pueblo, Colorado," because I asked for the city and the state, or I could even ask only for country. "Hi, Bill from the USA. Hi, Luke from the Netherlands."
That's
You
right.
know, so you can actually add. So, you know, decide what you want to use. And this, again, is specific just to the membership that you're going to be selling. Okay. So it's not going
Yeah,
to be,
because
you're not going to ask that information for every product, only for the
the
people that's going to be in that membership on that WordPress site.
now that company would be really helpful.
Yeah, let's ask John about that. Because
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
again, I don't know if there was one. Let's see. City, state, zip. Yeah, country. Nope, there isn't one. So let's ask him if it can be done to add a company short code. So
Hmm.
anything else about DELivo, the DELmem plugin?
Now that's a pretty good plug-in, Donna. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So if nobody
Yeah,
has
it's
anything
a
else,
lot of possibilities.
if nobody
Yes,
has anything,
that's
I'm
right.
going to mute everybody. If nobody has any question, I'm going to mute everybody and we'll go into our free for all.
Okay.
Okay. And again, I will work on a manual from the customer side. Okay.
Great.
Okay. So I'm going to stop the recording.